Alright, second game in round 3. The final game to see what are the final 4 armies. I got my Orks 2,000 point list. Have 4 Labas here with 5 ammo runs to make them twin linked, help with re-rolling some shots. Squad of 20 boys with Knob Power Claw Boss Pole standing out here, guarding for possible drop pod attacks. Truck filled with Tank Buster. Trunk filled with 12 boys. This is filled with 7 Tank Busters. 12 boys, Knob Power Claw Boss Pole. Truck the same way. Battle Wagon with 18 boys, Knob Power Claw Boss Pole, a Pain Boy, and a Mech Boy. Over here, a truck filled with 8 Tank Busters. A big mech on a bike with a custom force field. 15 looters with led by my Warlord, a War Boss and Mega Armor with the Lucky Stick. And then another squad of 20 boys, Knob Power Claw Boss Pole with a Pain Boy. I don't know if I said, but there's also a Pain Boy in the Battle Wagon. That's my 2,000 points. I also have 10 Grots coming in reserve and a DACA jet with extra DACA guns.
Okay, Nova Marines, again, I'm playing the chapter tactics of the White Scars. I'll just start over here. I have a group of 3 bikes, 2 melta-guns. That's that along that parallel line right there, single file. This group of 4 bikes, 2 of them have melta-guns. Right there is a librarian. He's a level 2 psyker. He's got prescience and he's got misfortune. He's actually attached to that group of centurions right there. Behind the building, I have 2 land speeder storms. They both have Typhoon missile launchers, and then they also have multi-meltas. This is a group of 6. This is actually the command squad with my Warlord. He's got artificer armor. He has the Teeth of Terra. And then his group, there is an apothecary, and there's 4 other bikes which have grav guns. Behind them is a group of 5 assault marines. There's the sergeant right there. He's got a power weapon, and 2 of the assault marines have plasma pistols. Okay, on this side I have again another group of 5 assault marines. The Space Marine right there, he with the flamer, that's the sergeant. Have a group of 6 jet bikes. 2 of them are grav guns right there. And this last group is actually 3 Space Marine bikes with an assault bike. The assault bike has a multi-melta, and the other 2 have melta guns as well. Right here I have a tactical squad. It's a group of 5 actually, with the heavy weapon is the missile launcher inside that Rhino. Behind the hill I have 5 scouts. 1 has Hellfire rounds. That's the sergeant right there. And that is my list. I have a drop pod with another group of 5 tactical marines. It's a sergeant with a hammer fist or thunder hammer, and then someone with the flamer. And that is my list.
Orks are going first, but we're about to roll to see if the Nova Marines can steal the initiative. They do not with a 4, so going into Orks turn 1. Alright, after some running and turbo boosting, my vehicles are in this position. This truck with some tank busters got immobilized right there. Those boys ran forward. These looters just moved. So did these Orks over here. So these looters are going to shoot, and so are these Labas. And then that'll be the end of my entire turn. Alright, in the shooting phase, my looters shot and wiped out this squad of bikes over here, getting first blood. And my objective for tactical escalation was assassinate. There was a sergeant in that unit, so he was killed. These Labas fired over here and killed 1 bike. I should have centered it on a guy with a melta gun, which would have been smart, and killed the melta gun, but I instead killed just a regular guy. They made the leadership, and they're okay. So now, and I ran some of my boys forward a little bit more. And so now going into Space Marines turn 1.
Okay, went ahead and got, obviously my drop pod came down. It shifted a little bit further away, but I'm trying to take out as many looters as possible. They had 45 shots last time and took out a whole unit. Everything else, I moved forward. This group of 6 spikes, I moved forward right there. Have the grav guns in range of that vehicle right there. This actually rolled a 1 and it's immobilized. It can't move. The rest of these units moved up. My assault marines moved up right there. Hopefully taking out the orcs if that building or that vehicle explodes. My command squad moved up as well. My 3-man bike squad moved up right there. Those jet assault marines jumped up 12 inches. That group right there just shifted a little bit to get within assault or melta range of that truck. And then these 2 land speeders just jumped up into the top of this building. So as far as my psyker abilities, my librarian got prescience off for this group of space marines right here. Okay, end of shooting. A lot of shots, a lot of things helping to destroy each different vehicle. But this truck right here was destroyed by, last thing that shot and killed it was this land speeder. That land speeder over there took out that other orc truck. And then this orc truck with the loot, no, those are tank busters. That was taken out by the Centurions. At each occasion, they did not explode. They just were wrecked and the orcs piled out. I did do an orbital bombardment to this group of 12 and took out a huge chunk of orcs, including the knob. Other shooting, this whole group of orc looters, just 1 died in shooting rapid fire. And that's really all that happened. So 3 vehicles destroyed and some orcs piled out. I'm going to try to make some charges and see what happens. Okay, just to finalize my turn, I did capture this objective, which is what I needed to do. Objective 3. In the assault phase, these assault marines jumped in, took out those group of 4 orcs that were still alive, wiped them out, and consolidated back 4 inches to right there. Over here, this group of assault marines attempted to get to the tank busters, and they were able to overwatch, and they actually killed 3 of them. So, and then they did not make the charge distance. So, we will come back with Orks turn 2.
All right, end of the Orks movement phase, turn 2. Tank busters kind of stayed still. Looters moved into the terrain. Boys moved forward. These boys moved forward. Grox came on reserve, so did the Daka jet. Moved right there. Battle wagon moved forward, dumped its load. Boys right here. This truck moved forward with the tank buster still in. Big Mac of Custom Force Field moving to guard the last 2 vehicles left. These boys moved forward. We're going to do some shooting and charges. Let's see what happens. Be back for that. Alright, shooting phase over. Assault Marine squad was taken out by the Daka jet. A bunch of tank busters and labas fired into and just some miscellaneous boys and big shooters shot into this squad. Only 1 command guy was killed. Over here, 3 bikes were killed by the looters firing in. Over here, boys shot into those marines but killed no one. These boys shot into the Centurions and also did nothing. So, and also these 3 bikes here were killed by the help of tank busters and the big shooters from this battle wagon. So now we're going to go into assault. These boys are going to charge these Centurions. These boys, big squad, Pain Boy, everyone's going to try to charge into here. These boys are going to try to do a big charge into those last remaining 3 bikes. And these boys are going to have surrounded these marines to take them out. So now we'll be back for those charges. So here the Orks got into close combat. Lost a couple guys in Overwatch. Now they're going to fight them here. These boys also got in, didn't lose anyone. Big brawl gonna happen here. These boys got in. the Centurions. These boys failed, lost 2 boys, and because those lost those 2 boys, I was an inch out, could not make it into those bikes. So now we're gonna figure out what happens in these battles. End of the assault. These boys assaulted in. Didn't go very well. Command squad hit and ran over there. Sadly, they're alive. Put 1 wound on the chapter master. It's down to 3, but I lost 4 orcs to him. Sadly, didn't do. Yes, Power Claw missed all his attacks, which kind of sucked. But they're there, consolidated there. These boys here charged in. Killed 2 Centurions. Put 1 wound on the other Centurion. They failed their leadership and are staying there in combat. I caught them. And over there, I wiped out those Marines. I lost 2, I believe, to them punching me in the face. So now going into Space Marines turn 2.
Okay, in movement, I moved both land speeders over here, just behind this cover. This group, the command group, moved up 12 inches. Hopefully shoot and take out some orcs. This 2 groups right here. They're going to go in a charge there potentially. This group right here may move them forward. They may go after those tank busters or maybe help out here if it looks bad. These scouts jumped up, and that's all the movement. I did some psychic abilities. I have prescience for that group of there that's under attack, and I also have a precognition for my psyker, which means he could reroll hits, wounds, and reroll armor saves. And last thing, as far as I got objective 3, I'm not going to be able to get it, and another one is to harness the warp. And I did harness the warp, so I already got that. Okay, shooting phase. The 2 melta guns, the bikes with the melta guns took 1 hull point away from that orc truck. It just got a 1. I rolled a 1, so it didn't really do much. Rest of shooting. This land speeder right here. This scout with the missile launcher. This space marine with the missile launcher. Was able to kill 6 of these tank busters. I killed 1 Luda shooting from the back here with my drop pod. Let's see, over here I was able to shoot. I killed 2, I think, orcs with the blast from that land speeder and 1 melta gun shot. Killed a couple more orcs with this group from the command squad. So right now I'm going to go ahead and do some assaulting with this group, these 2 groups against that orc group. We'll try to get this group of 3 bikes into those last 2 tank busters. And then I'm going to assault that truck with my crack grenades. Okay, we'll see what happens. Okay, in assault, the Space Marines on the bikes, they went ahead and used their crack grenades and took out that truck. It did not explode, so the tank buses are just pouring out. Over here, this group of 3 Space Marines killed the last 2 tank busters. They consolidated over right there. In assault, my Centurion died. My Librarian is still alive, and we actually killed, Space Marines killed 2 orcs, but they're still locked in combat. Somehow I won combat, but they're still okay. They're still there because of the mob rule. Yeah. Over here, I did really well in this assault. I actually killed like 7 or 8 orcs with the combination of those 2 assault marines and then this group of the command squad. Again, with the mob rule, he didn't make his leadership, but the mob rule, he was okay. And so we're still locked in combat. So after that, that's all we have, and we'll come back with the turn 3.
Alright, end of Orks turn 3. These tank busters moved over here from this dead truck to take out these Marines here. Big Mech moved over here, deal with these Marines. Jet moved forward with the battle wagon moving up as well to shoot. Probably try to take these land speeders out. Ludas moved up. boys moved up, and they have ran as well. After much deliberation, I have decided to call a WOG. Really, the only one that's going to benefit is this one squad, because they have ran, so they're going to try to charge that distance into here. These boys have to capture that objective, so they're going to stay here. Probably just move over here and charge this drop pod, beat it up with a power claw. And that's my movement phase. Now we're going to go into shooting, and hopefully I can do some damage. Alright, at the end of the shooting phase, the Ludus and the Daka Jet, and with the help of a battle wagon, we're able to take out both these land speeders. Daka Jet took out one of them. The Ludus took one whole point off the other one, and the battle wagon finished it off. These tank busters killed these 3 Marines here, 3 biker Marines. The Big Mech and the Labas fired at these bikes, but instead of killing any of the bikes, they put a wound on my Big Mech, and my Big Mech wasn't able to do anything in the shooting phase either. So now we're going to do some charges. These boys are going to charge into here. We're ready to finish this assault. Big Mech was thinking about charging after losing that wound. He might not. And these boys over here are going to charge that drop pod. So in assault, the WOG, the only unit that was going to benefit from it, failed to charge in to these bikes. The bikes killed off everyone but the Knob of Power Claw. The Knob killed the last remaining assault Marines, but these guys hit and ran out. Knob, the little sole survivor, moved over to the side, consolidated to the side. Over here, the Power Claw Knob killed the drop pod, and over here the Librarian ran down the boys that were left. He only survived because of his precognition, being able to reroll all his saves, which sucked.
Oh yeah, and he ran down just because he killed 2 guys. Yeah.
And so now we're going into Space Marines turn 3. All right.
Okay, turn 3. I have broken up my command squad. The Space Marine captain, or the chapter master, he broke off. He's going to try to get rid of that last orc. This group of bikes jumped off because I need to capture this objective. I will need to kill some orcs to get them away and make sure that they're not contesting. I did roll this as well, which is objective 6. So they are troops. My bikes are troops, so there's no contest. So I'm going to hopefully grab that. And I did roll ascendancy, so I do have at least 3. Maybe I get some good rolls and see what happens. But we'll come back and talk about, and as far as the psychic phase, I did get precognition for this Librarian again. I gave misfortune to this group of orcs, and I gave prescience to my chapter master on the bike. Okay, little glimmer of hope. These Space Marine bikes did shoot and killed the orc on actually he's the Pain Boy, Big Mech on a bike. Over here I shot and killed 2 guys, 2 orcs in shooting phase, and then I killed 2 in the assault phase. I did lose 2 of my bikes, so it's a closed, it's tied combat, so they're okay. They're just right there. Over here, my chapter master did kill that last orc knob, so he's dead. And then I did get ascendancy because I have at least 3. Actually, I have 4. On that ascendancy rolling, I rolled 2 victory points. In addition, I captured this, which is objective 6 and objective 3. So I did get a couple points and took out some kill points. So that's actually a pretty good turn. So that is the end of my turn, and we will go into the orcs turn 4.
Alright, end of my movement phase for turn 4. I moved these boys up. They're going to try to take out these Marines in assault. Ludus stayed still because the war boss, the reason they're able to move, is leaving their squads, going to come try to take out the HQ. Warlords are going to have a brawl right here. Tank Buster jumped into the battle wagon moved up. And that's basically all my movement. plane moved overhead. I'm going to try to shoot at those Marines or shoot at maybe those scouts. So now we're going to go into a shooting phase. So in my shooting phase, these boys shot, killed 2 bikes. Daka jet fired. Scouts went to ground, killed 3 of them. Some firing into this guy didn't do anything. Tank busters inside the battle wagon and the looters all fired into the librarian, but wasn't able to kill him because of precognition and all the saves and stuff like that. So he survived, sadly. But now we're just gonna go into some charges. War boss charging captain, chapter master.
Right there.
Boy's gonna charge this last guy, and then we're gonna finish that assault over there. All right, the damage has been corrected. The orcs took out the last guy who was here. War boss insta killed the chapter master. It's moving forward. Going head hunting. Took the chapter master. Not going for this librarian who can't die. Boys finished off the command squad. Power claws helped. Just barely took him out. Very good. A lot of made.
Actually lost the wound too. That was
Oh yeah.
I just barely lost. That was good though.
Yeah, double ones, and he lost the wound with the lucky stick. So boys move forward, and that's the end of Orcs turn 4. I did capture most of them. 1, 2. Oh, I don't think I actually captured 4.
Do you need this one?
Yeah, I needed to capture that one and that one over there, but I don't know if I captured Supremacy. Yeah, I don't think I did. So I didn't get that one, but I needed to capture Objective 6 and 3, which I did do that. So alright, so now going into Space Marines turn 4.
Okay, turn 4, retreat time. Move these Space Marines back. I did keep the missile launcher intact so he could shoot normal ballistic skill. These scouts jump back up. They need 6s to hit. My librarian jumped back here behind the building. He did get precognition off again, and he got misfortune off for this group. I did roll some objectives. I had to capture Objective 1 and Objective 4, both on the other side of the table. And one was to issue a challenge, which I'm not going to do. The last one was, can't remember what the other one was, but I cannot accomplish it either. So we'll see what happens in shooting. Okay, it's shooting phase. I shot this group of Space Marines, tactical squad, rapid fire, and I shot this group of scouts. They just shot once each. But the scouts killed 1. They needed 6s to snap fire. This group of orcs were misfortune, so any hit was like a rending shot. So with the combination of these Space Marines and these scouts, I think either 4 or 5 orcs died. They did make their leadership. That's the end of my turn. Again, I couldn't capture any of those objectives, so that's the end of the turn for the Space Marines.
Shooting here, the Daka jet and movement. I'm going over movement and shooting phase. Daka jet finish off those scouts. Here, the tank busters, with the help of the looters, took out the rhino, battle wagon, and these boys fired at these Marines and they're falling back. This war boss just moved over. He can't see the librarian, so he won't be able to charge. And these boys moved over and ran to hold that objective. So now these boys can do a long charge, try to capture that, and that'll be the end of my turn 5.
Okay, that's the end of my turn. Not much happened. I shot rapid fire at this group right here, killed 1 orc. That's really all that happened. I had a lot of objectives. Again, it's the same ones that I can't get to objectives, and I just don't have the ability to move there. I had one to issue a challenge, which I was not going to do. I had another one like ascendancy, and again, so was not able to get any maelstrom points.
Alright, so the game has ended. With the Space Marines last turn we rolled, this game has ended. The Orcs did win. Calculated down, the Space Marines got 10 kill points. They killed all the trucks, all the boys inside all the vehicles, and one of the tank buster squads, and some other stuff all around. got 10 kill points. Orks got 11 kill points, so just one better by killing almost their entire army besides this librarian and those 3 marines over there.
That guy was a boss, though. That guy.
Yeah,
was my
he
favorite hero.
survived a lot. Wiped out a squad. Yeah, it was pretty. He did a lot. Wiped out a squad of boys, and then just survived.
Like 13 shot, 13 wounds. He's like
Luda's just taking them. Yeah. With Maelstrom, Space Marines got 7, and I doubled that. Got 14 Maelstrom points. I got First Blood and Slay the Warlord. War Boss got him. So the Orks did win. They won by +10. So they are moving on to the final 4. And the final 4 we have in the top 2 are it goes in the ranking order of Eldar, Chaos, and with this win for the Orks, they are at the bottom of the list.
No. Tyranids, not Eldar.
All right, yeah, Tyranids, Chaos, and then Tau Orks, as that's how the list is going. So the next game would face Tyranids versus Orks, and then Tau versus Chaos, which will be the next game, Tau versus Chaos. So, and that'll be our first game in our final 4 match. That's going to move up to 2,500 points just for fun. And so we'll be back with that. Thanks for watching, and